Hey, fellas. Looks like you're having a smashing night. Doggy! I got a tip for you.
It's Prison Gary.
Don't let no one get this close.
McGregor was really bad as an actor. Like, it is it is hilariously unwatchable.
Yeah.
To me, it was so bad it was good
Okay.
type of stuff.
Ginger Snap, let's start with the trailer here, if we have it, for Roadhouse. New Roadhouse.
I just slapped you. Are you all right?
What?
So you like to fight? You ever win?
No one ever wins a fight.
A friend of mine suggested I come talk to you. I own a roadhouse out in the Florida Keys.
Elwood, Dalton, big fan, man.
I should warn you. People have a certain way of getting things done around here.
Hey, fellas. Looks like you're having a smashing night. Doggy! I got a tip for you.
It's Prison Gary.
Don't let no one get this close.
Michael Bay.
All right, we have brought in Lane the Brain, Ginger Snap, all of the above. It's time for a Mug Club movie review. All right. Gerald nor Mr. Firestein, thank you for your service, watched this film. To be fair, I didn't ask them to.
That's true.
It was kind of an accidental
And I was
viewing.
busy yesterday, so.
But Lane did watch it.
I did.
And we were talking about it. What's happening?
That's true. That's his
Guile.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's for Ginger.
All right, good. I didn't. I was playing softly. You have to borrow his mug because I don't think you have one to lead with.
Yes.
What do you give Roadhouse? Do you give it a mug up or mug down, and then we'll justify responses?
It's a mugs up for me.
It's a mugs up
It's a
for
mugs
you.
up for me, yeah.
I give it. No, mugs down. I'm gonna give it mugs down. But let me explain my response, just because if you want something to just sit with that's mindless and entertaining, fine, you could do worse. But as far as what it was if you're trying to sort of recapture the homoerotic magic of the first Roadhouse, you're going to be disappointed. The bizarrely gay yet also like bro love film.
Yeah.
And then if you're trying to watch a good sort of new film, it falls short. It doesn't really take itself seriously. It just ends up to me being what would be an average stream with a much higher budget and sort of promotional component. So it's not awful. You'll be maybe entertained. If you're going in expecting any of the above, just kind of expect something that you stumbled across on Netflix and said, I guess I wasted. I guess I burned a couple of hours.
I would definitely put it above the Netflix schlock that's coming out. But yeah, I see your point. It wasn't something that I'm going to be thinking about for days. But I really just enjoy being able to turn off for a little bit. There seemed to be no politics injected into it. Nice. It was just dudes beating each other up, like yoke dudes beating each other up. Call back to the 80s a little bit. So I enjoyed it. And really anything with Jake Gyllenhaal in it, any of his scenes with McGregor were really fun to watch.
Well, speaking of the 80s, like Patrick Swayze did not look like, we talk about the expectations of men and women. Like, think about it. Patrick Swayze, best looking man on earth. He looked like a guy who like maybe did Pilates a couple times a month. Like,
yeah, I was watching people review that the other day to kind of remember what it was. Dude, what is that scene where he's doing like Tai Chi?
Tai Chi, yeah. He looks like, I guess he does Tai Chi, but then Jake Gyllenhaal has to take diuretics and steroids and to get into the shape he was in. He wasn't
What was McGregor looking like there? I mean, he's never been like that. He looked like he weighed 40 pounds more than he actually does.
Well, he did weigh more.
He put on weight.
Yeah. Well, so before we'll get to all that, because that is something I think there's an interesting sort of dynamic here as far as how it's changed the expectations of male action stars versus sort of female leading women. McGregor was really bad as an actor. Like, it is it is hilariously unwatchable.
Yeah.
To me, it was so bad it was good type of stuff.
It's cheesy. Is it kind of cheesy?
It was
like that old cheesy action
be.
movie.
Well, but the thing is, the whole film wasn't all cheesy. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And then Conor McGregor's like the one thing where it's so bad it's fun, but it kind of takes you out of it because the rest of the film isn't so bad it's fun. McGregor's just really, really bad.
Was he trying to do an American accent?
No.
He was just going for his own voice?
Yeah, he was just doing his own thing.
That's good.
And,
Tons of coke.
It was,
yeah, he was on coke for sure.
For sure. And this is the thing, too. Like, people are like, oh, doesn't he look bigger? Yeah, because he's a fighter. And so then they say, now you need to be intimidating in Hollywood, and you're a flyweight, quite literally. He was a bantamweight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he
fought at 145, and then he went as high as 155. And so, the guy is 5'8", and they have to make him super intimidating. Like, look, I will tell you this. Conor McGregor, great athlete, sure. Have I been in gyms where current lightweight and welterweight champions were training and average middle to heavyweights who could not make it in the UFC smoke them? Yes. Happens all the time. Now, not someone off the street.
Right.
But if you're talking about someone being a trained bouncer and they're fighting, like a lightweight is still going to have a problem. So they say, hey, get on some steroids and do some bodybuilding to get bigger. You can see what McGregor looks like when he's not doing that.
Yeah.
And he still maybe hits 180.
Yeah. He looked like I said, he looked
way bigger.
40 pounds, but I mean, like 25, 30 pounds heavier. Like, he looked like he had muscle in place. I'm like, he never looked like that before.
Yeah, and then he lost it when he went back to training because you cannot maintain that amount of muscle when you're doing mixed martial arts. That's how these guys are on. And we were talking about how like Jake Gyllenhaal looked.
He didn't look as ripped as I thought. He looked skinny.
You're insane, dude.
Bro.
No, those abs, like they come, like the skin goes in.
Hold it back up.
And then like a roll.
Also,
it's like a roll.
I'm not.
It's like a
That's not bad. That's not bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, dude, it literally goes like there's a dark spot.
Yeah, but they're always lighting
There's a spot where light doesn't shine because it goes in, and the other muscles.
But they're lighting him from the. And this is the thing. Look. I'm just saying this because people always talk about unrealistic standards for women. And okay, all right. The leading lady we both agreed was very pretty.
Yeah, she was babe.
But she would not require drugs or chemical alteration to look the way she did.
No, she was very natural.
No, not the bar.
Not the bar.
She looks like a woman.
Doctor.
She looks like a woman who maybe goes to the gym 2-3 days a week and eats moderately healthy. Do you know what I mean? Like she's cute.
Some good Cuban genes.
Yes, she's very pretty. Yeah, well, Cubans they tend to have good genes.
Yeah,
I've
look good in genes.
Yes, that's true. Just ask Gay William if he's referring to a guy. Now,
just look at Marco Rubio.
Oh, jeez.
Just
BP Marco.
Little Marco.
Ignore the small hands. But for a guy like Jake, first off, it's not as hard to just get lean as it is to add muscle. Any man who's ever done that knows that. And so to get that lean, it's like these guys take a bunch of drugs. They take diuretics while they're on set. It's not that they're just lean. They're also getting rid of the water in their body. You think of Conor McGregor, Jake Gyllenhaal. I think everyone here agrees that they've used some sort of chemical enhancement, extreme dieting, fitness. And then the women in the movie, aside from the woman we talked about, the pretty one, but then the woman who owns the bar is a slightly overweight black woman. So hold on a second. People say, it's so easy. It must be easy to be a man. Well, yeah, to be in this film, you have to be Conor McGregor or Jake Gyllenhaal.
So that's Conor. I want Jake.
There's Jake.
Yeah, he looks...
Dude,
he's about
those are like
5'10",
175
probably.
and that's like a candid shot. That's like a still shot from a video. Like
super lean. But the amount of effort.
I would say, hold on, that looks. When I saw the lean part of it, I think it was earlier in the film, and I was like, hold on, he doesn't look like he's built. He looks more than lean there. He looks way more than lean there.
He looks thickly built.
He's not thickly built.
Well, I will say, because if you compare that to like a Brad Pitt in Fight Club's the ultimate, just lean down like crazy, right?
Back then, if you go back, he's not nearly as lean as he is. He's not nearly as lean as Jake Gyllenhaal is.
Well, also Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, has he has the thickness and the core. You can tell the dude, that's like an athletic-looking dude. You could buy him doing the things that he's doing.
Right.
So I think he achieved the physique that was necessary for this film.
He actually said that in an interview. I can't remember who with. It was like a late-night interview. He said he wanted to make sure he looked the part because he was going against Conor McGregor.
Right.
He wanted people to believe that he could actually hold his own.
Right.
Well, didn't you notice it? Like I'm sitting here going like the guys, even the other bouncers in the film, they're like Abercrombie models, and I'm like the standard for there's not a single a woman who looks like she has ever gone to a gym aside from the main actress.
Yeah, there's only one attractive woman in the whole movie.
Yeah,
thankfully.
Which is fine. Which is fine.
I didn't even think she was that attractive. That's why
she's cute. I think she's pretty.
Cute.
I think she's pretty.
You guys were like, she's a babe, and I'm like,
no, I said she's a very pretty woman.
These takes, Gerald, are just insane.
I know today.
Yes.
Takes.
Well, the point.
My world has changed, Lane.
And I think a big reason too is like men, we look at that, we go like, oh yeah, okay, so he looks great, and you have to use drugs to look that way. But then but good, he looks impressive. Women often get competitive. Like, okay, to give you an idea. We had a guy who come into this office.
The nut guy?
Yes, the macadamia nut guy, the macadamia nut company.
Possibly the best looking man on the
planet. The
planet.
best looking human being, objectively, if I were a woman who I've ever seen. Like, he looked like he was a cartoon character.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, macadamia skin.
All the guys just walk in, and we go to the ladies, we're like, have you seen this guy? It's like the best looking guy I've ever seen in my life. Is this real? And it's just kind of like, good for that guy.
Yeah.
And then I went and Googled, like, are all South Africans this good looking? Whereas
it's survival of the fittest for the lighter complected fellows down there.
Yes. Whereas we often get, if you get like a really pretty woman, let's say working in the office, one time a pretty woman wore flowy pants, and I noticed that all the other women were like wearing flowy pants. Like, she's not that pretty. It's like there's this competitive nature sometimes that takes place with women that men are just like, oh, what a good-looking guy. And that's a dynamic too. You even kind of see it in Roadhouse. It's like if your buddy accomplishes something, even if it's something you want to accomplish, I think genuinely you're happy for that person.
Yeah.
That's not always the case. And so I think now it's just like, oh, we can make the guys obscenely good looking because the men aren't going to start a march. What do we do with
we also
lady
want to see
bartender?
it. We want to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of motivating, I think.
It is.
And I was talking to a couple of people out there. The reason I appreciate these movies and I might make homoerotic comments sometimes is because no, we were talking about this.
The same reason you roll up your sleeves. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I want to put a pack of cigs in there, but I don't smoke. So, when I never even took my diet or physical fitness that seriously until I saw the first Thor, and I was like, oh my God, I am a fat piece of crap. I should probably be doing something else.
Right.
So
you were. Well, I remember when that Thor came out. You've always been in shape, Lane.
But I was
That was
probably
a long
like
time
20,
ago. That was a
21.
long
It was
time
probably like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Oh, was it 10? Oh, 20
yeah, I was like, oh,
Do you have
wow.
any Fat Lane photos we can make fun of you on?
I was just kind of like skinny, fat.
He's not fat.
He's like me.
He was never.
That's
fat.
tough. Because you have a kind of a two-edged sword here, okay? Because you know you're a ginger. This is not news to you.
I found that out recently.
And so if you're an in-shape ginger who puts yourself together, like the women who like gingers, like you've got it going on. I'm sure you can see in chat. If you're a skinny fat ginger, it's an extra demerit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like people go, oh, that happened with my mom. My mom met my dad. She didn't speak English. And she was introduced by her English, linguist, I don't know. She was teaching her English in Florida. And she was dating my dad's friend who was an Italian. He was Mr. Michigan. And so she was attracted to that type of guy.
Sure.
And short, hairy, wears like mesh shirts in the 80s. And she described for my mom a blind date. My dad, she goes, well, he's tall, kind of thin, red hair. My mom's picturing Alfred E. Newman. And my dad shows up, 6'2", 210, tan, strawberry kind of blonde hair, ginger. But my mom was she like fell in love right away, probably because of low expectations. But she said, who's this guy? So when you're fit, what I'm saying is, when it's like if you're skinny fat ginger, it's like a -20
for sure.
But if you're a fit fashionable ginger, it's like a +30.
Yeah, it could go either way depending on how you play your hand, for sure.
It borders on fetish, Lane, is the point I'm making. Women who like gingers, only gingers will do.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's the same with guys in red. It's like, blonde, brunette preference. Ginger, you ever meet that guy who's like, I like redheads? You're like, all right, we all like the ladies.
I don't know any of those guys. I know guys that like trans women. But
yeah, they're gay.
Yeah, those are gay guys, yeah.
So back to Roadhouse. My thought was, sorry, Elaine.
I wanted to ask you, so we didn't even talk about it before. Did you realize the unresolved plot in there with his UFC career that they never even addressed?
I mean, I knew it as soon as they mentioned he was a former UFC fighter. Sorry, spoiler alert, 3-2. I was like, oh, I guarantee you he killed a guy.
But they never go into that at all.
Well, they're just like, he killed a guy, and so now when he gets really mad, he kills more people.
But
That's all you need to know.
explain why he got mad at that guy. There was no...
I think the implication was that they used to be friends, because one guy at one point says, he used to be, he was your friend.
Yeah. I thought they were going to dive into that.
No, of course not.
Until he thought the Revenant was a better bear attack movie, then I had to kill him.
It made for a super cool publicity stunt, though.
Yeah,
the movie came out when they did that, whatever they call it, when they... What do they call it? The weigh-in and they...
Yeah, they did, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
The face-off, what do you call it?
The walkout and the weigh-ins, yeah.
Yeah, they did those. It was a big publicity.
Yeah, and then he was in the octagon. They told him, like, hey, depending on how the pay-per-view goes, you're going to have 40 seconds or you're going to have 7 minutes to go in and shoot this. Because, it depends. They fill with the paper. It's very, very valuable real estate. And I think he did a pretty good job. Conor McGregor was awful. I just think it doesn't hit the mark, like I said, the Roadhouse. If you're looking for that kind of camp, this won't scratch that itch. If you're looking for a good action film, this won't scratch that itch. It just is kind of...
What itch does it scratch?
It's just like if you just want to, like Lane said, to just sort of watch something and it's all right.
You're not going to be preached to during the movie, which is
that's
nice.
one good thing.
I like that.
Yeah,
but it's a lesbian black bartender.
No, she's not. No one's
just,
actually lesbian.
I thought.
But then the other one looks like they look like they're from BuzzFeed. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And considering that they have Jake Gyllenhaal, possibly one of the best looking guys ever, you're like, can't you just? At what point do you even this out?
Teams a little bit.
Yeah. So, and I just think when people talk, like, what message are you sending, like, to if you talk about sending messages to young women, where every single eating disorder is being blamed on the cover of Cosmo.
She was actually a 10, but standing next to Jake Gyllenhaal, you think she's a 3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And by the way, when Jake Gyllenhaal's sister's standing next to him, she's a -19.
Wow.
Come on, Maggie's not that bad.
She's terrible. Your children.
She is so off-putting.
Yeah, she is. My dad makes a point, if we're in a movie theater and she appears in a close-up, he makes a point to audibly go, ah.
It's not that
How
bad.
did Christopher Nolan decide, yeah, we can't get Katie Holmes again. Let's go with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yes, I know.
Of all the women that exist in the world.
Right.
I don't know. I like that you don't know which eye's looking at you. I think that's kind of hot. It's a mystery.
Things interesting. Yeah.
It's like the super soaker that could go around corners.
Yeah.
No.
And that is her at her best.
That's probably one of the better photos.
That's a good photo.
If you think we're being mean, just dislike her because of her activism.
There are plenty of reasons. Pick one.
Is there anything else that I'm missing about the film?
What did you think about? So obviously in the original, the kind of the finale kill is the real memorable thing. What did you think about the finale kill that he had?
There's a lot that I didn't. Okay, sorry. Again, spoiler alert. It's like the Roadhouse is like it's a tiki bar. They don't really spend that much time there. Like the third act is all on a boat. It might as well be pseudo Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And then it's again, Conor McGregor's in it, and he's so bad. So it's just kind of like, I just thought it was anticlimactic. And then the way it ends is kind of just like, yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
That was my thought, where in other words, if it's going to be entertainment, I would have given it a mugs up if it was wrapped up and I felt like, oh, okay, that was nice. I felt like it didn't do that.
It ended very abruptly, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
no backstory, no build-up. It's kind of like happens. Now it's a totally different film, and we're done.
It's basically just a fight movie at that point.
Kind of.
Think it's a setup for a sequel?
I don't think this is going to get a sequel.
Oh,
no. There was a lot of controversy because Amazon bought MGM, and the director boycotted this at South by Southwest, or he was going to until they said it's in your contract. You better show up. He said, you promised me a theatrical release. This was made for theaters, and now it's going straight to streaming.
We know why. It probably wouldn't have done very well. It's like you took an iconic film, not super iconic, but iconic enough, right?
Yeah.
Cult classic.
And yeah, exactly. Cult classic. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah. So you took a cult classic and you basically made a crappier version of it that was Michael Bay themed. Again, in the opening, we're looking at the trailer, it's like, and then it's just fight scenes, and it's like, okay, well, this is a fight movie.
Right.
That movie had fighting in it, but that wasn't the whole thing. Right. That was a main part of it, but it wasn't the whole story. You actually had a story.
Yeah. One-liners like, I used to F guys like you in prison.
What?
That was in the original Roadhouse.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Who said, Patrick Swayze say that?
That makes you gay.
Yes.
You don't remember that?
No, but it's a power
Someone
move.
find it. I don't remember. I feel like I remember that line in the movie. And I remember going like, you're gay.
No, you've said many times.
It's a power move. It is a power move.
And the other guy's gay.
But you still have to be a little gay.
A little bit.
Like it'd be a power move.
A lot of it.
If it'd be a power move if you told like another guy to rape him.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I mean?
That's like the ultimate power.
The hydraulics only work if you're gay.
That'd be a power move if you told him to rape you.
Yes.
Oh.
Rape me.
What?
Because it's like,
I see power in my vulnerability.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. When you're behind me, I feel so powerful.
Yes, exactly. I've got you right where I want you.
This is the line.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Swayze who says it, or was
No, it
it
can't
Sam
be.
Elliott?
It's not Sam Elliott. I assume it's Swayze based on
Okay, all right. So again, today is not a show for kids, but I remember this line. All right, play it. Play that guy.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
That's definitely him being gay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's saying it from behind, which is way worse.
Yes. Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah, he's very gay.
He's gay. But you know what? We all have our thing. All right.
Yep.
You give it mug up.
Mug up.
I give it mug down. But again, it's if you're just looking to be entertained mindlessly, kind of with no expectations, you could do it. It'd be fun.
Transformers. I would do that.
All right.
Well,
Thank you.
what are we doing?
Yeah, I know. That's why
I'm gonna leave on that one.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Lane. Muck Club movie review.
Watch Ladder with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.